All right, so this is one of the requests from you guys about Jacoby Walter and how much of a defensive player impact he is for the Toronto Raptors. Let's go ahead and get straight to it.
Okay, so Jacoby Walter is an absolute beast. Now, while he is an absolute beast on offense, especially in this game where he scored well over 20 points, guess what? He was a defensive lockdown player. He had 7 massive steals, which is
What?
amazing. Now, how he is able to play defense right here shows how much he cares about playing defense. So right now, obviously they should be calling out screen left, screen left, screen left. And when this
Yes.
happens, he gets closer
Yes.
to his man. He's got his right arm because if the screen is coming from the left side, that means that most likely this guy's not going to be going to your right. This would be the defender's right. This is obviously the offensive player's left. So you get the right arm in there just so that you can at least, if he goes to use that screen, you can kind of dig your right arm in while he's using that screen and you can potentially just poke that ball out of bounds. It kind of blows up their play. However, what we are looking at here is the inability for this player to be able to use that screen. The reason being is Jacoby Walter was able to get his left foot at least over top of that screen, which then nullifies that screen. This guy could have used a secondary screen. He could have went around, but because Jacoby Walter's feet are super wide and he's got his right arm in there, it's not going to be much of an effort to move his left arm in there and just blow up that screen once again. Because he put so much pressure on this man, he was able to then wrap that left arm around when this man eventually did decide to go and use that rescreen that did disappear on him because he took way too much dribbling. You do not want to over dribble. That is.
Okay, so yeah, this is a great breakdown showcasing a play highlight from how the guy was able to have awareness on even when he's getting screened on, he's able to play around it. And to negate that, he put his back left foot around over the other guys and still have enough space to where he spaced out his legs. So if he has to change a pivot, he still can do that. On top of that, made a masterful pick. Rob still grabbed the rock and was able to transition down to get in either potential a layup or a dunk.
A massive mistake. And because of that, Jacoby Walter was able to then go down onto to the other end of the court, right, as we can see right here, and go for a massive dunk. Now, one thing about Jacoby Walter is he has a massive wingspan. So what you need to do, if you want to be able to become a very good defensive player, make sure to measure this. If you have a plus wingspan, which means that, let's say, for example, you're David, my nephew, who is 6'2", and he has a 6'8" wingspan. If you have a plus on your wingspan over your height, you are going to be a very good defender. So what we can see right here is this man drives on Jacoby Walter, but what is the mistake that he does? The biggest mistake that an offensive player will do is they keep the basketball at their waist.
Yes.
If you have a plus wingspan, which means that your wingspan is greater than your actual height, you need to be able to get your arm in there because remember, hand is part of the ball. So that means, and that's for the NBA as well as for FIBA, if your hand is on the ball, it is part of the ball. It is not a foul if the defensive player hits your hand that is on the ball. This means that if that ball is at your waist, it will and should be stripped, and that is what Jacoby Walter did right there.
Dang.
So right here, the other team was on a fast break because they got a steal, but Jacoby Walter is able to cover that passing lane to the wing. Anytime somebody is being guarded really tightly along the corner, this is the corner. If you can be on the wing and you can cut off any pass that's going from the corner to the 45, you're going to be at least in good position as long as there's somebody covering the key. And if you can be in good position right here, long wingspan again, you're going to be able to get some deflections, some steals. This ended up going down to the other end for offense, which is fantastic.
Crazy
so
steal.
Here the Raptors are running some kind of a trap. It looks somewhat of a blitz coming off of this screen. So they're trying to set that screen. Guy denied the screen. And now they're trying to blitz him along the sideline. And if you are one of these 3 players right here, you got to essentially triangle zone up. Anytime that there is a double team, especially off of a screen. These guys got a triangle up. It's going to be a triangle into defense until one of these guys recovers back and you're back into your man. Now,
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, snap. Hold on. I got to rewind that back. Look, so you got two guys that's hunting him down, right? Dogging him out with the defense. They just bypass this guy right here setting up the screen, right? And because of that, now you have two mans right here. If he decides to pick it up and throw it to him, he's ready to go off for the transition still and run it down for a layup. Easy. Because he has to not only throw over two people, but his own mans. His back is turned, so you really can't throw it to him because he's behind you now, and you don't want to force a turnover, right? Right? So what are you going to do? You have no choice to try to commit, try to maybe go for a layup or maybe pick it off to him. But because this gentleman is right here, you can't force of a turnover, especially if they hike it down to a triangle defense right here.
the screen, and now they're trying to blitz him along the sideline. And if you are one of these three players right here, you got to essentially triangle zone up. Anytime that there is a double team, especially off of a screen, these guys got a triangle up. It's going to be a triangle into defense until one of these guys recovers back and you're back into your man. Now, This is Jacoby Walter right here. What you need to be able to watch for is his ability to still cut off the lane to this guy if he wants to cut back door. He's deep enough. However, at the same time, he needs to be able to look for those cross-court passes, and if that happens, he needs to be able to read it and get it and go down to the other end of the court. That was a very interesting pass that somehow sort of kind of worked. He was then obviously into a turnover, but overall, if you get a steal and you want to try and be risky like this, don't do that. That's kind of a bad idea. Those behind the back weird overhead pass things that some younger players will do.
Okay, I'm gonna have to actually look more into some of the defenses playing styles too from this man, Jacoby Walter. That's a good breakdown, just showcasing the capabilities, right? Let's see what else he has to say if he has another clip.
Force anything, as we can see right here. If you want to become a better defensive player like Jacoby Walter, make sure to go check out the...
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it was a nice breakdown, but I'm gonna have to actually find like a video that's gonna be like some type of highlights or something, because now I kind of see like his wingspan is way larger, right? It's like a good wingspan, my bad. Not just way larger, but he has a good wingspan on him. Also, his defense awareness, placing on the foot down to understanding how to play around screens. Anytime you have a player who's good with defense that can play around screens, you're going to make the shooting guards and point guards a living hell for their lives. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to this guy. I'm gonna have his link in the description. I actually kind of like some of his breakdowns. I wish he had multiple different videos, like game footage clips, but it shows me the potential of his IQ when it comes to defensive plays and what he does in a decision right there in that real time. So shout out to him. If you got a better video that describes this guy's defense, feel free to drop the link in the comment section. I will check it out, and I'll do a revisit it, the idea and topic, and I'll react to it and break it down. So yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.